right, so the topic of this video is what is the benefit of a low and slow takeaway in your golf swing? And I am standing here with a couple other guys practicing, Mitch and Ivan, and they both look like pretty good golfers. Ivan, do you have a handicap?
No, I don't.
Do you, what's your best score ever?
I actually just started playing.
You just started playing?
Yeah.
You look pretty good.
Thank you.
So come over here, Ivan. You might learn something then.
Okay.
Mitch knows it all already, though, right, Mitch?
It's been about a year, but I haven't really played on the course.
Come right over here.
Okay.
All right. So have you guys ever heard of a low and slow takeaway?
Yeah. No.
So that's like an old golf tip. Not to put you on the spot, Mitch, but what do you think that helps?
Tempo.
Okay, that could be good. You think it could help anything else?
Alignment, follow through, but I do it mostly for tempo.
So watch this. So stand back behind the camera. And tempo is about, tempo is how fast is our swing?
Yeah.
How much time? And you can have a slow tempo or a fast tempo, but what's important is that you also have good rhythm. So both tempos work. But when we talk about a low and slow backswing, I'm going to first do the opposite. I'm going to do a fast backswing, right? And it's not going to be particularly low. So my target line is going to be just parallel to the line my feet are on, okay? So you can get a sense of where I'm aiming here, right? Watch what happens if I take it back fast. What happens when we go back fast is we use our hands a lot because that helps us get a lot of quick speed. The club ends up coming back behind me. And if you can see the direction of my swing plane, which is a fancy way of saying, where's the butt end of the club pointing right now? Way out to the right. So what I've done is I've changed my swing plane by making that really quick backswing. So right now, if I had a big hula hoop around me of what my swing was going to be, I'd want the hula hoop to be, pointed in that direction down the target line, right? So what's going to happen if I start off this way? I know where the target is in my mind, right? How am I going to get back to that ball?
You have to overcorrect big time.
Yeah, I might overcorrect big time and go like...
Come over the top of it.
I might do that. Now, whenever you say everyone always does that, someone doesn't do it. But it's not good to bring it back like that. If I take it back more low and slow, see where I was right here, by the way? Now my club shaft is more parallel to my target line. And if I had this big circle, this big hula hoop that was my golf swing, and it was angled back underneath my shaft here, when my club shaft is parallel to the ground, it would also be parallel to my target line. Does that make sense to you, Ivan?
Yeah.
Right? So when we've heard this long old golf tip about bring it back low and slow, the ball doesn't really know if you're bringing it back low, and the ball doesn't know it's coming back slow, but your ball does know what the correction might be from whipping the club back to the inside. Now, one of the faults that I have in my swing is I tend to get the club a little bit inside too much. So a low and slow type of a backswing for me can be a helpful thing. So do you guys ever go to the doctor before? And they give you a prescription. They say hey, take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. He said take 2 aspirin, right? Not the whole bottle. By the way, that's a Harvey Penick line if you know who he is. Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great Harvey Penick line. Meaning, you don't have to overdo the tip. So low and slow could mean this. It wouldn't mean that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I'm gonna try to take one back low and slow and see if I can hit it, okay? That was a little cutty. Did it come back inside a little bit? Did you notice if it did?
Just a touch.
Just a little. Let's do one more.
Right at the end.
Just before I brought it up, I got it inside?
Yeah.
Let's do it again. So you guys both noticed those first 2 shots I hit were a little cutty. They were not great. They would be okay misses, but they weren't great. So what's going on is my club face was a little bit open to the path. My path is probably going a little bit out to in, a little bit to the left. So here's a great thing to think about to fix that. Do you ever slice, Ivan? Yeah. Okay. So think about the path of my club. If I was going to hit a ball teed up right here, and I wanted to hit the ball dead into the ground, what would my spine do in the downswing? If my ball was teed up here high, and I want to hit it in the ground, watch my spine. See what happens? So that's sort of if my spine is tilted this way a lot, I'm going to be like chopping down a lot. And that's a lot like a swing path that's out to in. That was a huge exaggeration, but conversely, if I wanted to hit the ball really high, what would my spine do? Right? And that sort of a tilt is more like an in to out swing. So I had noticed after hitting those first 2 balls, they were cutty, and then I realized I was thinking so much about that backswing, I didn't start my downswing very well by getting my lower body working before my upper body. So if I was going to throw a ball, I would do it like this, sidearm. See my lower body's moving and it puts that tilt on my spine, and that gives us the path that we want so that we can swing the club from inside the target line. So if I asked anybody to take a club in their right hand and to just throw it up the fairway, they would all do that. Right? Just practice that real quick. Say you're doing it. Try it, Mitch. You're doing it. You would never do it this way because you throw it dead in the ground. Right? So let that spine tilt, start your downswing with your lower body, adding side bend, and that helps the path work a lot better. Let's see if we hit another one. See that one, Mitch?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going right at that pole.
That was tagged.
So how far left was that of the pole, you think?
How far left of the pole?
10 feet? Yeah. It's amazing the difference if you get that started that way. I hope that helps. See you next time.